Yo, what's up? What's up? My name is Marwa. Maybe it's your first time in this YouTube channel, but I'm here to tell you how to travel with any African passport to any country in the world. Stay tuned and enjoy the video.
All I need is you, baby, baby.
Welcome to Colombia!
All I need is you, baby, baby.
Okay, so this is my Kenyan passport. Hope you can see it. It's actually written East African Community Republic of Kenya, so it's more of a community, you know, where I come from. It's a little dirty, you see right there with different colors. And actually I have two. If you see, there are two of them, they are attached. That's because my first one is already full, so I'm in the next one. And maybe that should give you a reason, or should give you a speculation of really this guy has traveled the world. Okay, I'm not here to tell you how I have achieved, you know, like to beat on my chest and tell you, I'm not here for that. I'm just here to give you some small hacks on how to travel the world as an African person. You know, from Africa, a lot of countries really discriminate against us. Anytime we cross their borders, they are always asking us, hey, how long are you here? Hey, what are you doing here? Hey, they're always scared. I have to be very honest. They're always scared of us in terms of we are running from our countries and going to their countries. And you know, in essence, it's more stereotypical. You know, it's a stereotype. It's a stereotype. So let's begin by number one: how to travel the world with any African passport. Actually, when I mean any, I mean any. Like, you could be from Somalia, you could be, but you know, I'll say like this. One thing you should do is every country in the world has friends, has other countries which are friends. And by that I mean many countries in the world have other countries in the world where you can visit for free with no visa. When I mean for free, I mean with no visa. I mean you don't have to have a visa to go to those countries. In other words, they are called visa-free countries, okay? So for visa-free countries, all you need to do is just show up at the border, and they will look at your passport and say, oh, okay, how long are you staying here? Where are you staying? And okay, so you're staying here for 1 month. Okay, 1 month. They stamp your passport, they give it back to you, and you go inside the country. That's number one category, visa-free countries. Number two type of countries you can visit is visa on arrival. So visa on arrival is when you arrive in that country, they have to check your passport. So sometimes, no, most of the time, let's say like 99%, they'll give you the visas. So when you arrive to those countries, they will ask you, okay, how long do you intend to stay here, and who are you staying with, and stuff. Once they verify your information, they will have a visa, stick it, or most of the time even they don't even have a visa. They give you a stamp which validates you to stay in that country. There's a plane up there, flying. Ooh, you can see that. I've been flying a lot. And just to be very specific is this year alone, maybe you're watching this 2020, but in a span of 12 months, I've been able to go to 5 countries in Africa. Okay, many countries. Right now I'm making this video from Citrus Heights, California in the US. Maybe that's not relevant, but it's good also to break the silence. I don't even know what I'm saying. Let's go back to how to travel. So visa on arrival. Visa on arrival is when you arrive in a country, they check your passport, they see you are among those countries which are allowed to, you among those countries which are allowed to enter the country you are going. Let's call it X, to country X with visa on arrival. And what they will check your passport, ask you some small questions, give you a stamp, or maybe even they will give you a visa valid to those days you've requested. So visa on arrival, you don't need to apply. Another thing is visa required countries. Visa required countries is, there are 2 types of visa required countries. So there is e-visa and there is visa required. So those, okay, let me not confuse you. So let's say, for example, Canada. I'm using Canada as an example, okay? For example, Americans don't, okay, no, let's say I'm a Kenyan. Yeah, let me use that as an African. As a Kenyan, I need a visa to go to Canada. In other words, I need to go through the systems like find my bank statement, find my flight tickets, give them reasons why I'm going to stay in Canada, and also go for an one-to-one interview, okay? One-to-one interview. And let's say a Mexican who needs visa to Canada wants to go to Canada. All they need to do is go online and do something they call e-visa. So you see, as a Kenyan, I need a visa to go to Canada, and as a Mexican, they still need visa to go to Canada. But for me, I have to go for a one-to-one interview. One-to-one, I mean, you go there and they interview you. Hey, what's your name? Where you from? And this. Give us your papers. Let's check them. Lively, live. Like there, you and, But for Mexican, they still need visa. But they can do it from their house. They can do it even from the toilet. They can do it from anywhere. Like they don't have to go to the embassy to apply for this visa. So you see, even if countries need visa, there's still like a huge difference between the two categories I've showed you. Others will be required to go to the embassies, while others will just be required to apply from anywhere they are. So as an African, if you really want to travel to these countries, especially, let's say travel the world, let me not be very categorical which countries you want to go, because other people will have different interests, is number one, try to travel to those countries you don't need visa. Okay, those are hacks now, how to travel the world. First, try to travel to those countries you don't need visa. So once, let's say, for example, I don't need visa for Tanzania, I'm a Kenyan, I go to Tanzania first. I travel around Tanzania, then I go to the next country, then maybe out of my continent, I'll see, oh, which countries I don't need visa as a Kenyan outside? Let's say the Caribbean. I don't need a visa as a Kenyan for Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, so I go to Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe you are Ghanaian, you are Ugandan, you are maybe Somalia. So you check those countries within Africa, the ones you don't need visa, which is really sad for me to say, because as Africans, we should not have these problems going to other African countries. Like we need visa to go to South Africa. We need visa to... That's bullshit, actually. And I'm not apologetic about my words. If there's an African leader watching this, man, keep pushing. We need, as African, I need to go to any African country. Why? Let me not bring that. That's politics. So, first, travel to those countries you don't need visa, okay? So travel to those countries you don't need visa. And number two, after that, you can mix. So once you've traveled maybe to 4 countries, you can start mixing. Now, you say, okay, this country I don't need visa, but this one I need visa. So you go to those countries you need visa. For example, but don't start with the big ones. Big ones, I mean like the hardest to go. We all know countries like the US, it's really hard to go there. Or maybe... or let's say countries in the European zone, or we all know how they treat us. So all you need to do is you can start going to small countries which you need visa, but not the strict countries. For example, for me, I started going to Colombia, that's South America. South America was far away from my home. I needed visas for most of the countries there, and I started applying them. So it's not as difficult as trying to apply for these other countries, for example, in the West or the European zone. So once you start going to those countries, which are not like strong economically, but they are stronger, they are better. So you go to those countries, then from those countries, that's where now you start pulling the huge strikes, Actually, it's like crawling. It's like a baby being born. You're not being born and start running. No, you have to strategize. Oh, let me untie my hair. Okay, so it's like a baby. So first, you crawl, you stand up, you walk, you run. That's how you do it. And that's how I did it, because I'm telling you this from a very, very experienced traveler. Very experienced traveler. Only this year alone, I've done over 20 countries. Caribbean, South America, North America, Africa. Only this year. Or in a span of 12 months. So, and I'm heading to Asia in like 3 days. I don't know what time you're watching this video. So let me go back. I'm forgetting about this. So when you in these countries, let's say like in Latin America, from there you can start applying for bigger countries. You can say, oh, I want to go to Canada. I want to go to the US. I want to go to Europe. I'm not saying, please, I want you to mark me. I'm not saying like you can't apply directly from Africa to these countries. You can, but you have really to, like, it's like a win-win situation. It's like a 50-50. Or maybe your dad is a rich guy or a very influential figure in your home country or in Africa or wherever. Maybe, you know, or maybe you have aunts here calling you, supporting you, sponsoring you. It's very easy to go to these big countries as a student, you know. But I'll talk about that at the end of this video. So once you're in these countries, which, like, let's say Argentina, you know, Brazil, from there you can apply for other countries. And actually when you want to apply, is try to go for the big ones, like the US and maybe the Schengen, you know, Schengen, I mean the European Union, or for those visas. Because, for example, when you apply for an American visa and you get it, there are many countries you can go without requiring a visa with your African passport. Maybe somebody's getting confused. This is my African passport. It has a US visa. And with that visa, I can visit many countries. Let me name a few. For example, I can go to Mexico any time of the year as long as my US visa is valid. I can go there. I can go to countries like Costa Rica, countries like Panama with just a US visa. So once you get these strong visas on your passport, it's like it has upgraded you technically. I have to be very, I don't know, expressive of what I'm saying. It's like it has upgraded you technically, because if, for example, you want to go to a country, let's say Thailand, okay? We need visa, like me, a Kenyan, I need visa to Thailand. But you have a US visa, you come to the US and apply that Thai visa or Thailand visa from the US. Chances are 99% you'll get the passport, you'll get the visa. They will give it to you. But if you apply the same visa in your home country, 99% chance is they will not give you. So you see how the game has changed? Yeah, the game has changed because you have now a US visa, or you have these strong passport visas. I mean, like if you have a Schengen visa, let's say you're in Belgium and you're applying to go to Thailand, they will easily give you that visa. Why? It's like they think you've made it in life. They see you like, oh, if Germany gave him the visa, you know, that's how the argument is. If Germany gave him the visa, why not us? So it's easily given to you. The visa is easily given to you just because other big countries have validated you. It's like a check mark, you know. Okay, so how to travel to any country in the world with an African passport? As I already said, is try to get this big visas, I mean, not passports, sorry. Big visas of these other countries. Once you have those big visas, when I mean big, I mean like countries like US, European zone. So once you have those type of visas in your passport, in your African passport, it's really easy to go to any other country in the world. Okay, what am I forgetting? Another hack to travel, you know, most of the time when you're applying for these visas, they will ask you for, like, let's say 4 main things. Number one, they will ask you for your bank statement. Number one, they want to see how much money you have. Many countries, they will ask you for that. Many countries, especially the ones that you require a visa. Those are like a universal requirement for many countries that you'll need visa. So they will ask you for your bank statement. These planes are making a lot of noise right there. So they will ask you for your bank statement, okay? Bank statement number one. They'll ask you, other countries will ask you for your flight ticket into the country and leaving the country. And even other countries may be extreme. They may ask you a flight ticket back to your home country. Those are extreme countries. Actually, when they start doing that, just know they are trying to say we are not giving you this visa. They are trying to look for reasons not to give you the visa. So, but many countries will just ask you for a flight into the country and out of the country. Number two, remember number one is bank statements. Number two, and bank statements, actually talking about bank statement, generally if you have like $1,000 in your bank account, most countries are okay with that. $1,000 in your bank account. Most countries are very okay with that. So it's not like they need a lot and a lot of money. Okay. So bank statements. Number two, I've said flight ticket. Number three, they need to see your passport. And your passport must have at least 6 pages. Free pages. When I mean 6 free pages, I mean untouched pages. No stamps. Pages like this. These are pages. Something like that, you know. They have no stamps. They have nothing, you see. No stamps, nothing. Okay. So at least 6. Actually, you may think it's a joke, but other countries may deny you visa because you don't have those pages. At least 6 empty pages on your passport. They will ask you for passport photos. Most other countries have different requirements, so I can't really be specific, but they will ask you at least for 2 of them. And what else? What else? They may ask you. Other countries may ask you to write a letter while you're going to their countries. Yeah, let's say somebody's inviting you. You have to write, maybe you have to show them that invitation letter, or just to write a letter to say why you wanna go to their countries. Like second time I was going to Colombia, they asked me to write a letter, and I had to say, oh, I'm going there as a tourist. Just as easy as possible. Just don't complicate it. Say, oh, I'm looking for this. No, just say, hey, I'm going to your country as a tourist. I wanna visit the country and see the culture. Actually, even Brazil asked me for a letter one time. Okay, so in general, if you want to travel the world with an African passport, number one is no countries that you can go with no visas. Number two, no countries you can go with visa on arrival. Actually, I'll put a link in this video, and in that link you'll see countries where you can go with those categories I'm mentioning. Then the main one is try to travel at least outside your country. And once, you know, also you should understand this, many countries try to see your travel record. They see like, oh, this guy was in Panama, oh, this guy was in Rwanda, oh, this guy was in this. When they see those travel records, they give them a lot of assurance, like, this guy just wanna travel. But one thing I can guarantee you, even if you've not traveled but you're in the US with an African passport, you want to go to those countries, it's really easy. They don't care, because they know if really this guy wanted a better life, he will be here. Too many planes flying, you know, right there. Yeah, we're in the US, man. So yeah, and that's how you travel with an African passport to any country in the world. To any country in the world, actually. Other countries will deny you visa for, you know, obviously, you know why, just being black and being an African, a lot of stereotypes. Other countries will deny you visa for no even reasons. But you know what, keep doing the next one. So kindly, if you've not subscribed to my channel, I think I'll end the video here. Hit that subscription button, press the bell notification, man. Share this video. Actually, I didn't write this video anywhere, but if there's any information that you guys want to know more and more, as a traveler, I will be happily to share with you. I don't know, maybe this video does not make sense to thousands of my followers from other countries, that maybe Europe, you know, those countries that you don't, those countries with heavy passports, I know, but I had to do it because also I have another huge following from Africa, and many people want to know how I travel with these all visa issues. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope to see you soon. Please subscribe to my channel, and Asia is loading. Asia is loading. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye. Take care. Okay, one more bonus point. Thank you. So another bonus point to travel the world is at least have some skill you can sell in the internet. Okay, you understand what that means? Have some skill you can sell in the internet. For example, learn how to code, learn how to create applications, learn how to edit videos, learn how to create music, beats. Learn a skill. A skill can save you more than anything else. A skill that you don't have to acquire through education. Maybe other people may have to acquire through education, but you can learn a skill. You can learn something. A skill that you don't need to be in your house to accomplish it. You can be anywhere in the world and do it. For example, web design. You can do a web design, graphics, doing some type of models, a lot of things, man. Okay, I'll see you in my next one. Thank you so much, and bye bye.
All I need is you, baby, baby.
Welcome